Hey my loves, it's Kaylin Rose and I'm back with a verse of the day. So today's verses are coming from the book of Hosea. And before I get started on the verse of the day, the background of Hosea is that because Hosea married a prostitute, he created and started the line of whoredom. And because he had a whore as a wife, they produced whoredom children. Thus, the children had departed from the Lord. So that's the background of Hosea. And the title of this particular word is that Israel is the Lord's unfaithful wife. So the children of Israel were far from the Lord. See, there were two different types of children. The children of Israel chose other gods and foreigners, and some people are like that. They just never knew about God, so they chose other gods to worship. Meanwhile, the children of Judah, they knew about God, just their hearts were far from him. So maybe that's someone who's always grown up in the church, been around Christians, and may even call themselves Christians, but their heart is far from God and what they do in their day-to-day activities. And so the children of Israel are the Lord's unfaithful wife. And so what does that mean, to be unfaithful? It means that you are not committed to that person. You pop back in when you want to. And that's what sometimes people try to do with God. They may call on his name and may thank him, but all in all, they're not faithful to what he wants to do in their life or how he wants to use them. You just call God when you're depressed. As soon as he gets you out of that depression, you're gone. You no longer relying on God. You no longer need him. And so the verses are going to be coming from Hosea chapter 2, verses 3 through 5. And it says, "Lest I strip her naked and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst. And I will not have mercy upon her children, for they be the children of whoredoms. For their mother had played the harlot. She that conceived them had done shamefully. For she said, I will go after my lovers, that give me my bread, and my water, and my wool, and my flax, mine oil, and my drink." And so this is conveying a very strong message that maybe a lot of women or men can resonate with. Have you ever had a mother that instead of chasing after you and focusing on her kids, she chased after her lovers? That produces a cycle, a generational curse. When the Lord says that she said, I will go after my lovers that give me my bread, my water, my wool, flax, and my oil, it means when a woman has chosen to go after what man can provide for her, whether that be maybe they work at a strip club, so they choose their pimp to rely on, or whether you're a regular person, you go after everyone at your job or in your day-to-day activities. Any man you meet, you turn them into a lover, and you rely on them to pay that phone bill. You rely on them to maybe help you with rent. You rely on them to make you feel good. You say, I will go after them versus focusing on my child. And so you place your happiness, your joy, your peace in having a man, versus you're now leaving your kids to run in your footsteps because that's what they watch you do. They watch you choose a man over the love you should have had for your kids. And so God is saying a lot of us have continued that cycle, or you refuse to be faithful to perhaps what you have, what God has placed into your life. You'll rather be unfaithful to other things, whether it's material or physical person. You'll choose and put that as your God. And so this is deep. This is deep because many Black women, when they become single, they might become so desperate that they'll settle for any kind of man, and they focus on everything that man might be doing wrong, that they don't even realize what's happening right in their child's life, or what is their child going through, or how does their child feel about the relationship. The closeness that you're yearning for in a relationship, that's you yearning for God, and you think you'll receive that with the man. And overall, God is saying that he leaves us to ourselves. He'll make you dry and slay you with thirst so you can go after your one. You'll be so thirsty, you'll go after and get a man you don't even want, and you settle for less. And now you're in a dry land, a dry season, because he has allowed you to make your choice, choosing that person over what God can give you. So God in this season is calling us to be faithful. Don't just call God when it's bad, but you have to rely on him when it's going well as well. And many people are looking for answers as to why didn't my mom or my dad spend that time with me? Why were they always looking for something or someone else to fill the void? It's because it's a generational curse. That's what their parent did. They watched their parent try to find comfort in that marriage or many partners. And so as children of a whore or whoever you may consider your parent to be, you might continue on down that path. You will go after lovers to supply all your needs versus God who will supply all your needs. That is a slippery slope to be relying on man, because God is the same. He never changes. But man, they change. They will switch up on you. You do something they don't like, they might not give you your water, your bread. They may withhold things from you, but God will withhold no good thing from those who love him. So God is calling today. I know I was probably a children of Judas. Like, I knew about God. I didn't have a relationship with him, but I only called on him when I was depressed after that last relationship. I always called on him after every toxic relationship ended. But the last and final one, I decided I'm going to be faithful and take it all the way, this relationship. I'm not going to leave him like some people do. You're in and out that relationship. You're there when it's good. When it's bad, you dip. You go mix into something else, get your head in over your shoulders, then you try to go back to the other person. That's what we treat God as. We're unfaithful wife. We go after other things. When it says mine oil and my drink, it doesn't literally mean that. It means we go after pursuing that job. We go after pursuing fame and fortune. We go after pursuing many things to replace God and get that comfort and security we need, versus being loyal to God, and he will add all those things to you. He will give you all the desires of your heart if we will rely on him as the source and be faithful to him. But in case you're wondering why you may have that sexual urge or constant need from a relationship, well, it stems from your parents. It stems from deep generational curses that will never get broken unless it starts with you. So I love you guys, and I hope you guys know that to chase after your lovers is chasing after the wind, because they will never fulfill that void in your soul, because there is a curse upon your life that God is trying to break. So when someone comes into your life, you're whole. You don't need them to make you feel happy. You're good whether they leave or not. That's the kind of God we serve, is one that we don't rely on anyone for our well-being but him. So I love you guys.